Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Patrick Gregorio says the alleged bootcamp-style training camp of Ateneo head coach Tab Baldwin is quote-unquote not standard. The Ateneo is coordinating with the NBI and the CIDG to investigate the deaths of basketball players Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili. The Philippines urges China to remove what appears to be a floating platform inside Bajo de Masinloc. Thousands of classrooms are reported destroyed in Mindanao due to the magnitude 7.8 earthquake. And the US launches strikes against Iran after a US helicopter was shot down in the Strait of Hormuz. Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Patrick Gregorio says the alleged bootcamp-style training camp of Ateneo head coach Tab Baldwin is quote-unquote not standard based on the rules of the UAAP, PSC, and the Palarong Pambansa.
Ang sense po ng commission dyan, definitely hindi po yung standard. That is maybe the philosophy of a program that is in place. That is their style and their prerogative.
Basketball players Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili died from drowning during the Blue Eagles team building at a private resort in Aurora last Monday, June 8. Aurora police say similar team building activities had been held at the resort for years. During a press briefing Wednesday, June 10, Gregorio notes the incident prompted the PSC to push for a law regulating the coaching profession. He also announces the National Sports Agency will give Baterbonia's and Adili's families 250,000 pesos cash assistance each. UAAP Executive Director Rebo Sagisag meantime says the league will let the government-mandated investigation run its course.
So far as we're concerned, the basketball season for that matter has not begun. We'll go where the evidence leads.
The Ateneo says it is coordinating with the National Bureau of Investigation and the Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group on the deaths of basketball players Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili. This as parents of Baterbonia requested for his remains to be autopsied. Baterbonia, 19, and Adili, 21, died from drowning during the Blue Eagles team building at a private resort in Aurora Monday, June 8. Their remains were transferred Tuesday morning to a memorial chapel in Quezon City where Baterbonia's parents and brother were consoled by Ateneo President Father Roberto Yap. Baterbonia's mother, Rovelyn Baterbonia, demands answers to her son's death. She says she wants justice for what happened and to know why this happened to her son. The tragedy happened less than a week after Rene moved to the Ateneo de Manila University campus in Quezon City Thursday, June 4. Meantime, Adili's family asked that his remains be returned to Nigeria in accordance with family and cultural practices. The university says it is assisting the family in necessary arrangements. The Philippines urges China to remove what appears to be a floating platform which security officials believe is conducting maritime scientific research inside Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal.
Their presence is a clear violation of China's commitments under the 2002 Declaration of Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea. We therefore urge China to withdraw and remove the platform and structures from Bajo de Masinloc.
The Philippine Coast Guard also presented a timeline of the Philippines' monitoring of structures inside the reef. The National Task Force on the West Philippine Sea earlier said the DFA had filed several demarches and a protest against China over the structures. But Deputy Assistant Secretary Rogelio Villanueva Jr. declined to go into detail about the protests. Meantime, retired Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio warns the Philippines should protest China's declaration that the High Seas Treaty does not apply to the South China Sea, or else it will lose an area larger than our total land area. South China Sea refers to a body of water that includes the West Philippine Sea, which the Philippines considers its territory. More classrooms are reported destroyed in Mindanao as authorities continue to assess damage caused by the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that struck 2 days ago. The Department of Education says as of 8 a.m. Wednesday, June 10, at least 1,022 schools were damaged across Mindanao. These include those in Soc-Sargen, Zamboanga Peninsula, Northern Mindanao, the Davao region, and Caraga. DepEd also reports 1,462 classrooms were destroyed, 1,442 suffered major damage, and 4,398 had minor damage. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Education Secretary Sonny Angara also inspect some public schools in General Santos City. DepEd is allotting at least 30 million pesos for cleanup and clearing operations, while at least 215 million pesos is needed for minor repairs. Meantime, major tuna and sardines producer Century Pacific Food and Alliance Select Foods suspend operations from damage caused by the earthquake. Century Pacific confirms 3 of its personnel were killed after a portion of its warehouse collapsed. Both companies are conducting safety inspections and damage assessments. The U.S. launches strikes against Iran after a U.S. Apache helicopter was shot down in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump says, "They shot down a helicopter and we are responding as we speak. I believe the response should be very strong, very powerful, and that's what this one is." Iran's state media report Keshem Island in the Strait of Hormuz was attacked and the projectile hit was confirmed in Sirik. Iran's Fars news agency says explosions were also heard in eastern areas of Hormozgan. The 2 U.S. pilots involved in the incident were uninjured. Meantime, Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it carried out missile and drone attacks on U.S. military bases in Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain in retaliation. The clashes mark one of the biggest exchanges in hostilities since the 2 countries agreed to a ceasefire in April. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.